Hi, welcome. This is going to be the signature for the left inside panel. It's just going to be quick and easy and fairly simple to do. So this is the piece that I elected. The reverse side of this has the calendar days up to Christmas, but I've chosen this side because I really like some of the images that are on it. But when I cut that bottom piece off, which happens to have the numbers 23, 24, and 25, I chose to use this piece, and I see I did not ink it. And I took some Wink Estella to the number 25 so that it kind of sparkled just a little bit and stood out. And if you'll bear with me here, I did not do this. Okay. Now I am also using a deco, the deco punch from We Are Memory Keepers. And I have cut the corners of the cardstock as well as the paper. This is going to sit down here, and you can't have Christmas without some wonderful color. So from this point to this point, I'm going to add some red bling. So this is just going to be really super simple because this is all off the same piece of paper. I am going to go ahead and get this taped down, and we're going to get it mounted. Oh, Charlie, you're so bad. This measures at 2.5 inches, and I don't think I gave you this, did I? It's a good thing I'm not too far along. Across is going to measure at 8 5/8, and the height is going to measure at 8 7/8. So 8 5/8 by 8 7/8. So the pocket runs the length of your piece here, and then again it's going to be 2.5 inches. So 8 5/8 by 2.5 inches. And I'm going to tape this side. Okay. I hope you're having a good day and that you're hopefully going to enjoy working on this album with me. Okay, put it down here in this corner, line up this edge. Whoops. Well, come off of there. Well, why aren't you coming off? It slipped when I was putting it down on the edge. Wow, that really stuck on there. Okay, so we're going to try this again. There. My hands are so dry, everything just kind of flies out of them. It's all this paper that you end up playing with. Dries them out quite a bit. And it's going into winter, so. All right. So I'm going to glue this side. And here's where, like I said, I did just a little bit of Wink Estella. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to come in here and I'm going to add some glue so I can put down my red bling. But I'm using that as a stopgap in case the glue comes off onto the paper. There we go. Now, and I'm looking at this, there's some nice little pieces in this leftover strip that could be cut out and used throughout the album as some additional embellishments. Okay, so I have this piece here that we're going to play with, and it is also a part of this piece. Now there's quite a bit more to her. Her legs come down, but to get this to fit, I had to do some trimming. And I also put, ahead of time, I put down the little brass filigrees because they're hard to put on when you're filming. So I already inked everything and I've put those on the top and the bottom corners. So this piece over here, this measures right at 6 inches by your 8 7/8. And you're just going to do a simple score of a 1/2 inch. This side on. Going to come right up to that 1/2 inch score line. Now I am going to get a little bit of push because we've got a bump here with that bling, so that's where I'm going to start to lay it, and then hopefully everything else will lay down straight with it. Okay, don't have to worry about an additional score, so we just need to reinforce that one. All right, so now these two pieces, I just wanted something different than 2 straight flaps. So you're going to have this piece and then you're going to have your photo pieces over here. So each one of these is going to measure just a hair over 4 3/8. So 4 3/8 plus a hair. I'm going to make fun of it. and then it's going to be 5 7/8 across. 5 7/8 with a 1/2 inch score. I guess if I wanted to be real technical on this, if I'm counting this right, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. What is that? 1, 2, 3. That would be 3/16. So it's not. Anyway, it's right here, just past the 4 3/8. So that's why I said plus a hair. And that's both of them, so that they will both fit here on the length of this and come together. And then I did cut deco on each of these corners as well. And we're going to add some tape. And then we're going to put them in. And then the magnet placement to close these will have to go on the left side panel, and it will have to go through the back because there isn't going to be a convenient way, there we go, of placing a magnet on one of these. Now you can if you want. In fact, we can kind of take a look and see how that's going to go. But when I was setting this up, my brain was, well, it's magnet's going to have to go on the back side. All right, so I am just going to line this right up with the top and fold it over. And if I did this right, I should just be able to line this up at the bottom. Let me get in here. I'm going to get some pushback because of that bling. Okay, so you got just a little bit of a gap in there, which is fine. Okay, so we could put a magnet here so that it would stay closed and it would help keep both sides closed. I've got to straighten out my score here because my page is not lining up there straight. I don't want to undo and take this thing off and reset it, so I'm just trying to straighten it that way. So if we put a magnet about a ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch here on either the top or the bottom, I'm thinking the top, then it would sit right in here. So let's give that a shot. And you know what? I am out of my basic gray magnets, so I'm going to have to use my other ones. Okay, I need to put those way far away, and I'm going to, I think I want to attach it here first because I want to make sure that it's on there in the right spot. I'm going to put some tape to make sure that thing doesn't move, and then I'm going to grab a scrap piece. I just want a small scrap piece. Here we go. Put that right there. Then I'm going to take just a snippet of tape. Oh, it came off on my finger. Well, all right. So now we're going to line these up. That'll be one way to get that lay straight. Okay, slide it off. Take this out of the way. And then I'm going to run some tape over this here because they are so strong they will separate, so I've got to tape them down. There we go. Nice connection. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get... So on this piece, these were on one. There's a strip down here. I did have to cut these and trim them. I've trimmed off a little bit of her on the bottom, but I wanted to keep the same pieces together for this particular signature. So she's going to go down here, and then the Merry Christmas is cut and trimmed to fit up there. And then this piece here will be on the outside. Now I did take Wink Estella to both of the bows on this. I did take Wink Estella to the bells and then to the nice, beautiful little trim in her gown. We're going to go ahead and glue this down. Can't run over that, so it was so much easier to put those on, let them dry and set up. Oh, you know what I just did? Oh well. The magnet was under there and I spaced and used glue. And I'm going to need to pick this up and secure some glue right there. All right, so now we're going to work with the reverse side. So I have this piece and this piece, and they are off of this. So this is how that page looked. And I did have to cut down into the alphabet just a little bit. You don't have to cut all the way down if you don't want to, because we're going to turn right around and we're going to put a small pocket over here on this side. And I punched the bottom corner, but this pocket's going to go down here. And then out of the A4 papers, there is, on this sheet right here, this came from right here. It's so pretty. So I thought that that would be a good accent to put down here. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of bling on this. So the only pieces I'm not adding bling to are these over here. You can, if you wish to do that, that's entirely up to you. I'm just curious about something. Huh. So these will make great little, whoops, I wanted this on top. This will make for some great photo mats. Just something a little different. I'm going to try and do some different things with this particular album. See if my brain can handle it. Okay. Now let's go ahead and get this piece set. I want my too big of a piece to destroy, so, and generally I don't have a whole lot of paper left over to replace it. And once I kind of set a theme, I like to stay with it. Okay, get this down here where I can see it. So I'm going to line up my edges and my corners. There we go. It wanted to shift. I was not going to let it do that. All right, so down here on the bottom, I'm going to tape across here. Up this edge. I did this because I wasn't really enamored with this gold lace, but if you like it and you don't want to put a pocket here, go for it. And it drops right in front of that score line, which makes it perfect. I love this piece. I think the gray color on the back, with all the colors being in kind of a matte rather than bright, I think it's very pretty. And then we put in our books that have kind of an antique-ish feel to them. And then we'll run a bead of glue just down from the edge. And I'm going to start here, here on the edge. I'm going to trim off the little strings that are hanging out there. And then I'm going to pull this back a little bit away because I don't want this to interfere with the gusset right there and have it create some bulk when you're trying to close the album. All right, so that's what we have here on the inside. Pretty simple. And now we're going to do the outside. See, that's already creating a bit of a bulk there, but that's okay. All right, and then we're going to glue this piece down. I probably should have put a small magnet right there. I do have small magnets. I just find that with the thickness of this paper and the thickness of the cardstock, they don't always hold down big flaps, heavy flaps. But I like to use them on smaller little trinket items when I put albums together. Okay. Just gotta have bling. It's a Christmas album. And I don't think that any other color would really set this off other than red. You could use gold, you could use silver, but I like my red. There. Okay. That's the front. You open this up, and you've got these two flaps here. You've got a nice pocket, and you've got a place over here with another pocket. So let's go ahead and let's get our tape added, and it is such a light signature. I am just going to use 1/2" tape on this. Still going to use my center support tape. All right, let's get, this is our first signature. And we're just going to set that right here. Oh, and on that first cut, the spare paper from this piece is what I used. I came back in and I cut a 1/2" for each of the gussets. So there's 1, 2, 3. And then I had 3/8 of an inch to mark where the lines are so that I made sure that I wasn't encroaching on any of those. All right, so let's turn this. I want to make sure I put a signature in on a different album I was working on. I put it in upside down, so I had to tear the whole thing out. Okay. Let's go ahead, and this one's kind of nice because we don't have big gussets that we have to worry about. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, for Pete's sake. See, it's wanting to lift up out of here. I should have burnished the inside score lines before I start taking, because it is definitely separating. Okay. One last one. The rest of them are finally sticking. Okay, we are done. Perfect. Hey, I'll see you when we come over to do this one. Until then, bye-bye.